Missing someone. Love with all your heart. Missing someone. Love with heart. How much you miss her. And you listen. And you listen. And you.
So we just wanted to introduce ourselves and our farm and all of our animals that we have at the current time. This is Coheed and Cambria. We also have Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and they are they're going to butcher soon. Harry and Ron and Romeo, who is my favorite. He's a dorper. He is my bottle baby. Forget Snooky. Snooky is our little Jersey heifer. She's about 1 year old now, and we'd like to get her a little partner. Not a bull, but maybe just a little girlfriend to have to keep her company when the goats are gone. Today, Mike built the little pallet feeder for us. Before we were feeding them up at the little stable area, but it was just getting really dirty. The flies were crazy. More waste was going onto the ground there and just mucking it up, and I was really having to muck out the stables a lot more frequently, you know, because they'll go to the bathroom there while they're eating and all that. So I wanted them to be able to eat out in their paddock. So Mike threw this together this morning. It took, what, maybe 30 minutes?
Yeah, about 30.
So now we're just cleaning out the stable, and then we're gonna throw a bunch of fresh hay down. And then we've got a bunch of wood chips that I got from the local compost facility that we're going to spread around.
Hey Jen, we got a little exhausted from cleaning in there, so we thought we'd come out and see what you had going on out here.
Yeah, it's a lot better up under the trees in the orchard area, and I actually enjoy this job. I do this I try to do it every other day if I have time, if not every 2 or 3 days. But we used to free range our chickens, and they would come out here and scratch up all the poo and eat the bugs in it and just help spread that fertilizer around. But they started laying their eggs all around the farm. We couldn't find them. You know, predators would get them every so often, and they were just kind of a nuisance getting into the garden and such. So now I'm the poo scratcher, and I come out here with my muck cart and just kind of gather up any poop that I see around, and then I wheel it over to our compost pile, and in a year or so of turning and watering, we'll have some great soil. The other benefit is that cows don't like to eat grass that's anywhere near their poop. So if you come and collect it and help it break down a little quicker and scratch it into the soil, that's just that much faster that Snooky can come through here and eat the grass. Plus it helps with the fly situation. It's not as bad out here in the paddock as up in the stables area, but in this Georgia heat, flies are something atrocious. So up until a couple of weeks ago, I was coming out here with my scooper, shovel rake, and a 5-gallon bucket, and I'd load up the bucket and then carry it all the way to the compost area when it was full, and that was really hard on my back. I have a very bad back. So Mike was so kind to buy me one of these muck carts, and the bucket I actually just got at Target, but you can actually order the muck cart brand bucket, and I think they were like $25, but these buckets, you know, you can find at Walmart or Target for like $3 to $8 a piece, and that was a better deal to me. And so I got red, just so I know that red is strictly for poop and waste, so like hazardous materials. Then also there's this nifty little kickstand you can put away while you're wheeling it around on your farm. And then when you get where you're going, just pop that kickstand out. You see here, this is like a scratched out, more, you know, decomposed patty. So I just kind of scratch it up a little bit more and spread it around when I find them like this. But when I find a little patty, I just go ahead and take it and put it away. Also, what I like about doing this is it gives me a chance to check on our animals' poo and make sure that everything's healthy. You know, for cows, you want to have like a pumpkin pie consistency with their poop. So if I come out and I notice it's like rocks or diarrhea, I know that there's something wrong that I need to go ahead and address. This is all part of animal husbandry. You know, we're not just dropping 100 cows off in a field and leaving them there until butcher. Give a little disclaimer. The hay we were putting down for the bedding is an older hay. It's not the fresh stuff. I just opened a new bale, and this is what we're actually feeding the animals. You do not want to feed goats, especially old moldy hay. It can really mess up their system. Sometimes they could die from that. So there's no like white smoke flying off of it. It bends, you know, decently without just snapping like an old twig. It's not all dried out and gross. They're coming right to it. Whereas the stuff we were throwing down is usually our older stuff, but they lay on it and sleep on it, and we use it for our gardens. We use it in our chicken areas. You know, you can use it in your compost. There's a lot of great things you can use old hay for around on the homestead. But I just wanted to give a little disclaimer that at the end of cleaning their stalls out, we actually bring in their eating hay, and this is the feed quality, you know, stuff. So Snooki's not gonna be happy. She's gonna try to fight me, but I'm gonna bring it over here to the new feeding station. We're gonna take our big truckload of wood chips over to our other tree line orchard area, and we're gonna lay down all these wood chips and more in the future for like back to Eden style food forest. We're going to be trying to kill off the grass that's there, any weeds that may try to come up. So right now we're going to lay down these wood chips to help feed that area and help us build up the soil in that area. So this is kind of just something we're doing now for the future. So we're just stopping here at this tree that was about one truck bed full. Obviously, to get all the way down to our citrus trees down there at the end, over towards where our pond is, it's gonna take several more truck beds. I'd like it to be even a little bit wider than this, so as the trees grow and shade this area, there'll be lots of planting space here, and we can kind of kill off this grass and weeds and send nutrients into the ground at the same time. And we really don't have to do much of anything other than laying down this mulch and letting time go by. So this was kind of like an investment of our time for the future, a year or two down the road.
All right, so we just finished unloading all the mulch out of the bed of the truck, and you can see that we didn't exactly get all of the mulch. Normally we would line the truck bed with a tarp so that when we get to this last little bit, we can just drag it out, lay it down, and flip it over onto wherever we're dumping it. But we forgot to put the tarp in the back when we went to go get the mulch, so we're just going to deal with it like this and figure out a different way to get it out.
All right, last chore of the day. We're going to harvest a few cucumbers and zucchini for dinner tonight. Here's one big zucchini I've been wanting to get for a day. We had one big rain, and I swear they get huge with one rain. These are not my normal harvesting clippers, but sometimes on a homestead, I'm sure you guys are aware, you can't find your tools when you need them. So we've got that. I know there's another big one over here. Make sure that when you harvest, you're leaving a little bit of the stem in there in case you want to store it, you know, for a little while. It won't rot as quickly. And tonight we're gonna make zucchini fritters. See what cucumbers we have ready. These would be great for pickling. There's a whole bunch over here. I don't have time for pickling tonight because I'm going to Tampa tomorrow, but when I come back on Friday, Presley and I will be busy. You want just one cucumber tonight, or do you want two?
Let's do two. You know we'll eat them.
Of course. Presley's favorite vegetable, I think. Well, no, broccoli, but the chickens got all our broccoli when they were free ranging. You might be wondering why I have a mailbox in my garden, but they're waterproof and I like to store my tools in here, or any little things I might need to keep dry overnight or whatever, and also helps me to be able to find my tools when I need them. But I think my clippers are in another one. I cannot wait until these are ready. I'm growing a bunch of birdhouse gourds, and then we'll dry them and cure them over the fall and winter, and they'll harden and be great for all the purple martins that we have here in Georgia. This is Brody's gourd tunnel here. With his condition, he really likes little tents and areas where he can kind of go and get, you know, out of the sun, out of the noise, away from people, and just kind of have some peace. So we thought this gourd tunnel would be really great for him, and he could come in here and play once it's all grown up, which won't take long. I mean, it did not look like this 2 weeks ago, and then, you know, we had a couple of rains. Here's some thunder now, and it's just growing like crazy. So it was very cheap and easy to do. Maybe one day we'll do
And this is how we like to end a long, hot day of work.
Missing someone, love with all your heart. Missing someone, love with heart. How much you miss her, and you miss her. From the start, and you did it right from the start. Missing someone is as normal. Missing someone. Missing someone is as normal. Missing someone. Love with all your heart. Missing someone. Love with heart. Missing someone.